Hello everyone, it's Safa. It's the new moon and solar eclipse day in Cancer. Seagulls are out here having a good time. Um, my cards are ready to be read. But there's one thing I want to say about the Cancer energy before I start, because sometimes when I'm about to do a reading, I get downloads about the archetype that I'm reading for. And, since the sun and the moon are both in Cancer right now, I think it's good to, talk about it. I realized something about all the Cancers that I know is that at least one point in time, whether it's the person's been like Cancer rising, Cancer sun, or Cancer moon, I have heard them sing, and it's really interesting to hear a Cancer person sing, because when they do it in this very special kind of way, and I just realized what that way is. And what I noticed is that there's like an innocent soulfulness to their singing, like a mother singing to their child. And every Cancer that I know has this like special, like, kind of way that they feel the song when they're singing it, and it's less about a performance, to get attention, and it's more about giving. Like, they're giving a part of their soul, they're sharing a part of their soul. They want to nurture the ears of the other. And to me, I just find it's just incredible. I've been so honored in the past to hear them truly feeling their song, and that kind of energy is throughout their lives. Like, have you ever seen a Cancer eating something really good? They'll be the ones that are taking each bite and just going, mmm, yeah. And it's like, it's not sexual, it's totally innocent. They're just really like feeling the food. And yeah, that's just what I wanted to share in terms of Cancerian energy. But there's still this Capricorn energy, Saturn in Capricorn, but especially this time Pluto and Capricorn opposing the new moon, which is nuts. So it's kind of like this soulfulness is being like, well, Pluto is transformation, but Capricorn is kind of like the masculine authority, and I almost feel like there's this innocent soulfulness almost feeling threatened a little bit. There's like a sense of feeling like this beautiful, nurturing mother-like energy can sometimes be under threat by the need to transform into something that is practical. So yeah, I'm just gonna start pulling some cards for this. And yeah, I apologize for the lighting. I did not get out of bed too quickly this morning to go and do this reading. Usually I have better lighting, but I'll make sure that you can see the cards really well. Okay, this one wants to be shown. Aha! What was I just talking about? Light. The sun. And should I apologize? Probably not. Because this energy is very much like that soulfulness I was talking about, and being connected with it. So when the one thing that we can learn from the Cancerian archetype is that it's good to completely feel into your life and feel into your choices, and sort of like lustfully, sensuously savor those things. But the sun itself is the representation of Leo, which is the progression of Cancer. So one thing Cancers can learn from this archetype is that, we can share, we can show it to others, we can perform, and it's not just, it's not sacrificing a part of your soul or just being giving or nurturing. It's also, having somebody pay attention to you, being the performer. So, yeah, letting our light shine, sort of like under watch of, this Capricorn sort of energy. But what do we have here? Ace of Pentacles is always about new beginnings and new opportunities, and just like this energy has been pretty consistent throughout the past 4 readings, and I'm stunned, honestly, about it. I'm fascinated by it. How much this newness really wants to come through, because that Uranian energy is still there in Taurus, shaking things up. So I feel like it's created new things for us to feel into, um, and to find balance in, because when you have so much between the energies of Cancer and Capricorn, consistently, there is a need to balance it. There is a need to have both the inward and outward energy, but it doesn't have to be consistently a center point. It's a flow, it's a back and forth, it's a trade-off. And in one of my recent videos, I was kind of like, why did I manifest this cold? And one of the cards that came up was a balance card. It was actually justice, but I believe it was also, in reference to balance in general and alchemy, and my last video talks about that too. Alchemy, how to flow from one octave of an archetype to the next. So when alchemizing this energy, the inevitable breakdown of the old that comes with the new beginning, we're having to find our center within that, because it's still uncomfortable. Basically, is like we feel this beautiful newness, we feel the soulfulness, we feel the excitement of the new beginning, and we know that it's there. Like, as a collective, everybody's kind of seeing, wow, the world ain't the same. The world really ain't the same. The way people do jobs now is different. The way people see, their lives is different. It's the sense of completion of this old cycle, and that pain, I've seen a lot of things about pain recently as being seen in a negative light, obviously, or something about how fighters don't feel pain, and that's very Capricorn, okay, and that's also very Aries. It can be seen as I'm a grown up, so I don't feel pain, but it can also be seen as I don't want to feel pain, It's there's a childlike aspect to it too. It's I don't want to hurt, And that's what this card represents to me. Is it's kind of this resistance towards our pain, uh, resistance towards the pain that comes with change. Is we want to put our positive focus on this energy, while still acknowledging that this is fucking happening, right? That we're finally letting go, and there's a sense of completion with that. Yeah, but so what are I want to ask too, in terms of material energy, the Ace of Pentacles and stuff, what are some things that we're still holding on to? And I'm already getting it. It's already coming out, okay? It's consistently over and over again, this energy of but the devil is in reverse. Once again, it's we're coming out of that. This shit is ending. This way of viewing time as being there's one future and I can't change it and everything's out of my hands and I can't manifest. Well, no, that's not true. What we're still doing here with the Six of Cups and the Nine of Wands is, well, the Six of Cups is very much the Cancerian energy, in the sense that it's our childhood. And so we're looking back on childhood. My mom recently had a dream, having to do with her mom and dad, and it was a super archetypal dream, but there was a swimming pool in dream, and I feel the swimming pool represents community. So, with Mars and Aquarius, I feel it's really important to think about the roots of how we view community. And I've been thinking recently that we that the new way, this new opportunity, it's about like letting go of the old paradigm in a way that acknowledges the new. So what I mean by that is like we're alchemizing it. We're recognizing that the self, our version of what the self was formed in childhood, right? But that it can be shifted, it can be changed, and it's more about quality in terms of self. So I always saw myself as like either like a hippie or a punk or like with all these different labels and things like that. And the number one thing that I've been thinking about in terms of identity is maybe the new way to form identity, the sun identity, is to focus on how we are versus who we are in terms of a label, in terms of a cultural label. This is very much the how, okay? The childlike energy is how do we interact with each other? In a playful-like way, in a soulful-like way, in a sharing, caring way? Do we allow the people around us to have this defensive bullshit, or are we going to initiate conversations that allow that shit to fall away? But this is about alchemizing, not about tearing down other people's worlds, not about punishing them like we feel like we're being punished by Pluto, the Lord of the Underworld, who's come to transform us and tear us down. No. We acknowledge the past and all of the feelings that we felt in the past. But this is the center point of temperance. And this is where the two streams of yin and yang are not so much separated at all. This is total neutrality and surrender. So how do we do that? that need for celebration is there. It's with the 6 energy. Because 6 is also the lovers in tarot. The number 6, and the devil is 666. This energy of 6, the 6-pointed star, the heart chakra, it's all tied in to celebrating what we have. Everything we have. Everything in this life. The full spectrum of reality. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the world together, to me, suggests that we, as a collective, must accept within ourselves that which is on the underside, the underbelly of our wheel. Look at all these circles. Look at this theme of like beginnings and endings and continuousness. It could be an upward spiral of your life or a downward spiral. This alchemy needs to happen. Whatever you're going through, there is a higher octave. There is another side to the wheel. Are you Anubis trapped on the bottom? Or are you this other lovely sphinx sitting on top? I talk about this all the time, riding the wave. And going back to what I said before, that soulfulness it's about celebrating life. How a mother would sing to her child. That energy is what's going to carry us through any of this kind of thing happening. Because think about when a child leaves the crib. What happens? Do we blame ourselves when we're kicked out of the crib? Pluto and Capricorn? Think about it. Meditate on it. Feel it. Get into your soul. There you'll find your path and your purpose. All right, thank you very much for watching. It's been nice talking to you again. Please like and subscribe. Blessed be.